Speaker, I rise today with my colleagues from the Sharia-Free America Caucus, which my good friend and fellow Texan, Congressman Chip Roy, and I proudly chair. Just today, we added our 60th member. I am delighted to announce that the caucus now has representation from 25 states across the United States, which is half of all the states in this union. America was founded on a timeless principle: individual freedom secured by self-government under a clear and supreme rule of constitutional law. As John Adams warned, our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other. Today we witness the painful truth of those words. Multitudes arrive at our borders with no intention of assimilating into our culture or embracing the founding principles of liberty under the U.S. Constitution. The clash is not new. In 1786, Thomas Jefferson and John Adams asked the ambassador from Tripoli why his nation attacked peaceful countries with no provocation. He replied that it was their right and duty under their laws of the Prophet and the Quran to make war on all who do not acknowledge Islamic authority, to enslave prisoners, and that every fighter slain would go to paradise. This was then and remains today a stark contrast of civilizations, one rooted in submission and domination, the other in individual liberty under constitutional law. Sharia poses a unique and profound danger. It is far more than a personal faith. It is a comprehensive system of governance, culture, and domination that enforces submission through violence. All cultures are not morally equivalent. Whereas Christianity is the religion of peace, of reconciliation, of love, Islam is a religion of the sword. It stands in direct, irreconcilable conflict with a maximum individual freedom at the heart of Western civilization and our Judeo-Christian heritage. Our rights derive from our Creator, not from any man-made supremacist code. America gladly welcomes those who come to assimilate and worship freely according to conscience. But we must never accommodate a system that demands the submission of every surrounding society. And Sharia explicitly requires precisely that. The evidence is mounting right here in my home state, the Lone Star State. In my own congressional district, Texas 3rd District, the East Plano Islamic Center, one of the largest mosques in North Texas, already operates a Sharia-adherent enclave in Plano. This is not merely a house of worship. It serves as the foundation for something far more troubling. The same organization spearheaded a proposed 400-plus acre residential development in unincorporated Collin and Hunt counties near Josephine, originally called Epic City, now rebranded as The Meadow, to deflect scrutiny and confusion over its separatist intent. Marketed as a Muslim-centric community, it was designed around Sharia-adherent living. Over 1,000 homes, a new mosque, a K-12 school, and other facilities tailored to enforce submission rather than assimilation. Both the existing Epic Enclave and this affiliated project are abominations that threaten American principles of equality, individual liberty, and the rule of law. We've seen alarming incidents of Muslim intimidation. An imam in Dallas calling the police on a fellow Muslim for merely speaking to a Christian pastor. Another in Houston captured on video threatening to occupy non-compliant businesses under Sharia. Texas is seeing explosive growth, roughly 48 new mosques in just the last 2 years. That is why on March the 3rd, Texas Republicans overwhelmingly passed Proposition 10 with 95% support, a clear mandate to ban Sharia in our state. Texans have spoken. American law only. No foreign ideology should make Americans feel like foreigners in their own country. Texas stands as ground zero in this fight, yet this is not just a Texas issue. Sharia's influence is advancing from Arizona to Minnesota, Alabama, Florida, and beyond. No state is immune. That's why our caucus has surged to 60 members across 25 states, bolstered by strong Senate support from figures like Senator Tuberville. As I've said repeatedly, Sharia has no place in America. Do not Sharia our America. Defend the West. Ban Sharia. The urgency of this fight was laid bare in the opening days of March when a disturbing wave of Islamist-inspired attacks struck our soil. On March 1st in Austin, a gunman opened fire outside a downtown bar, killing 3 innocent young Americans and wounding more than a dozen others. The Islamist terrorist, a naturalized citizen from Senegal with prior arrest, wore a sweatshirt proclaiming property of Allah, an undershirt bearing an Iranian flag, and left a Quran in his vehicle. This was no isolated act. March has seen multiple incidents linked to Islamist extremism. A failed ISIS-inspired bombing attempt outside Gracie Mansion in New York City on March 7th. A vehicle ramming and shootout at a synagogue in Michigan on March 12th, injuring dozens, and an ISIS-inspired shooting at Old Dominion University in Virginia that same day, targeting ROTC members and claiming 1 life. These attacks, clustered in a single month, underscore a chilling reality. The enemy is inside the gate, driven by a supremacist ideology that claims divine authority over our Constitution and justifies violence against those who refuse submission. Nowhere in this ideology is more barbaric than its treatment of women. Under Sharia, women are relegated to second-class status. It explicitly permits wife beating as discipline. Imams have preached that women feel honored by beatings, or liken them to livestock, cows, sheep, horses, mules, created solely for men's use. Sharia codifies female genital mutilation, forced child marriage, honor killings, half inheritance for women, and testimony worth half that of a man. Its nations enforce these rules, from Iran's reign of terror to places where adultery brings stoning, apostasy brings death or public floggings, and men and women live in slavery. Even more horrifying, Sharia permits the rape and enslavement of non-Muslim women, with some scholars openly declaring it permissible under the Quran and Hadith. These are not fringe opinions. They are preached publicly, and they are infiltrating Western civilization. Don't believe this is happening? Tell that to the thousands of British teenage girls groomed, plied with alcohol, gang raped by Muslim gangs, and then arrested by police for being drunk while their rapists go free. Let me repeat, the victims are arrested. This is Sharia. Sharia does not content itself with private practice. It demands eventual dominance over the host culture. Look at France and the UK, where unchecked immigration has eroded heritage, culture, and freedoms. We cannot allow that fate here in the United States. According to Islam, many non-Muslims like me are regarded as infidels, and Muslims who convert to Christianity or any other faith are labeled apostates. Both infidels and apostates are punishable by death under Islam. As Karl Popper wisely cautioned, unlimited tolerance must lead to the disappearance of tolerance. We must claim the right to not tolerate the intolerant. Sharia embodies that intolerance, rejecting free speech, equal rights, and constitutional supremacy. We must reject it in turn. Legislation alone cannot halt this creeping threat, but Congress has a sworn duty to act. 7 bills stand ready to ban Sharia's influence, fortify our immigration and legal systems, deport adherents who promote it, designate the Muslim Brotherhood and CAIR as terrorist organizations, strengthen vetting, advance the PAUSE Act to stop all immigration, and ensure no court ever considers Sharia or any foreign religious code. Mr. Speaker, the American people demand that we defend the Constitution against ideology seeking to supplant it, replace it. That's why Congressman Roy and I founded this caucus. It has grown rapidly because patriots nationwide are awakening. I urge every colleague, Republican or Democrat, who believes in American sovereignty to join the Sharia-Free America Caucus today. Let us stand firm. one nation, one constitution, one rule of law. Sharia has no place in America. I now yield to my colleague from Texas, the Honorable Randy